are you all? This is Nikki K and welcome to Beyond Astro K, where today I'm going to be bringing you a nice little quickish video which is going to be based on the Jupiter retrograde, guys. And I'm filming this on the day of the Saturn-Uranus square. So, you know, fingers crossed this goes well. Actually, it will go well. Obviously, you know, you have to manifest these things, so it will go well. And also, we are in Mercury retrograde, so, you know, I've got a lot of faith on my side. Let's just put it that way. But anyway, so guys, I'll be talking a little bit about what this will mean for us. Talk a little bit about the aspects, because this is a really nice one, even though it is retrograde. And then also I'll be talking about the signs, but I won't be pulling out any cards because I'll just be concentrating on one card. And the one card, which is the Nine of Cups, it will be beneficial for all of us. And it's funny, you know, because, you know, when you pull out these cups, when you pull out this card, you know, you can, you know, it's you know, because when something's retrograde, it's best to do this in the sort of reverse action. But still, even though this is reversed, there's still good things coming. So I'll just be talking about what that means for all the signs and what they can work with and what they can expect. But still keep an open mind, because we are in retrograde season, okay? And also, guys, I'm really sorry about the noise that's outside. I live in a crazy area in London, so just bear with me. Okay, so we have the Jupiter, which is retrograde on the 20th of June, which is on the cusp of Gemini and Cancer. You know, so it's like more or less we're going to like Cancer season, but still, it's still a cusp. And it's at 2 degrees. It lasts until October the 18th. Where it's going to be going into Aquarius, but we'll talk about that another time because it's still a while away. But this is, you know, when any planet that's going retrograde, especially, you know, Jupiter, you know, Jupiter's about, as we all know, expansion, growth, fortune, you know, all these good things that can happen, but and also optimism and blind faith. But when it goes retrograde, this is also, it's also to do with like spirituality and philosophy. But you know, when it's retrograde, this is more introspective, guys. It's more inner. Okay, so it's also about, you know, introspection, reflection, really going inside ourselves. This is a time that we're going to be working on issues that's concerning growth and success, and also inner development. Retrograde, especially Jupiter, it happens 4 months of the year. So these will be areas of our lives that we will be, you know, looking at, like things that are to do with, like, because, you know, Jupiter on the other hand, on the dark side, is to do with, like, you know, control and addiction. So those will be areas that we also look in, and also blind faith too. Jupiter, I personally believe, will help us to look and also be honest and see where we are going wrong within our lives. You know, just is about being honest with ourselves. We have some lovely aspects that's going on. And we have the Sun is in Cancer, even though it's a cusp, it's in Cancer, and it trines Jupiter. And this is a grand water trine because the moon for this is in Scorpio. And with the moon being in Scorpio, and also Jupiter in Pisces and the Sun in Cancer, it's a grand water trine. So it's very emotional. It's very, you know, creative. It's also spiritual, highly intuition. And, you know, this water trine is about, you know, great abundance, and opportunities can definitely come. And this will be helpful with any skills, like any talents or any creativity that we have. And, you know, the watery emotional energy will help us to, you know, be more in tune with our hearts as well. So the Sun, it trines Jupiter. The Sun in Cancer trines Jupiter. So this will be a really nice, sensitive, but really positive energy. We'll be definitely, well, hopefully all of us, you know, because we are in this square retrograde, but still, we should be feeling on top of the world, and any good fortune that can definitely come now. On the other side, you know, because things are going so well, we can actually feel quite lazy. We may think that we don't have to do too much. We can have lots of blind optimism and faith and thinking, oh, I don't have to do anything because it will just come. We still have to work for what we want. So there can be some like laziness, but it could also be fatigue, lethargic as well. And, you know, this will last, you know, and also, yeah, like I said, we may not want to work as hard, you know, but also if we are feeling quite lethargic, it can be to do with the weather, guys, you know, because it's hot. And, you know, sometimes when it's hot, you just want to rest. You just want to chill on the beach, chill in your garden, just want to rest at home. So I would say for this, you know, this trine, the sun trine, it's good to like drink lots of water because, you know, Jupiter's in Pisces, and Pisces and Cancer, sun's in Cancer, so this can actually make us have quite a lot of water retention. So it's, if we remember to, if we have energy to you know, make sure we have water around us, because this will help flush out our system, and also it will just give us more energy because it's a watery time. So we're going to be needing a lot to drink more water, and also it's hot outside, you know, so it's a perfect excuse. So anything watery, even like, you know, salads, cucumbers, and, you know, trying to keep our body quite light, because if we are eating, if we feel heavy, doesn't make sense in eating heavy foods. But also it does depend on what you're feeling, guys, because we can just eat a lot during this time as well. But, you know, definitely drinking lots of water just to help flush out our system and just give us that energy boost that we're going to be needing. The moon for this is in Scorpio, and it trines Jupiter in Pisces, and this is a lovely trine because Pisces and Scorpios, they work very well together. It's a 5th and a 9th house thing, so there's a lot of like creativity. There's also learning, higher learning. So with this will help us really get to like our deepest secrets and deepest emotions. And also I feel that this will be great for like people to know. You know, some people can sort of get to know us. Remember, Scorpion's involved, so Scorpion wants to get to know you. So yeah, so we'll feel a bit more confident for people to know us, you know, but we need that back as well. And, you know, this is definitely like, especially like in a long-term relationship, guys, because this is the moon involved. The moon is about how we feel. So any like long-term relationships, this can be like for the long haul. And also new relationships, you know, this could be, you know, we could actually move forward with new relationships as well. And we will want, you know, any type of help that we need, we can sort of get it quite easily. But this is a very karmatic one, you know, Scorpion moon with the Jupiter. It's very, it can actually feel quite karmatic. The link, if we link to people, it can feel like we've known this person before, because it's very highly psychic and highly attuned intuition. So, but also another thing that we can actually get gains from this, you know, especially career-wise, we can get gains. And this will give us that boost, like material gains, wealth and promotions can also happen. When we have the sun in Cancer, it trines the moon. You see what I'm saying about this? This is very, you know, it feels very, you know, especially with all this crazy energy that we have. So the sun trining the moon, you know, this is about emotional balance, you know, in ourselves and in our home life. Definitely a time to chill. You know, don't feel crazy that you're not chilling enough. The sun in Cancer may not want to do too much anyway, because the sun is shining in Cancer. And with the Scorpion moon, it's going to obviously give it that stubbornness, like, you know, I'm not going to move today. I don't feel like to do much, so I won't. I'm just going to do this instead, which is good. And, you know, so this is a great time to definitely chill, and also, you know, being around really close family, really close friends. There can be some secrets that's being shared too. You yourself could be opening up more on your deepest thoughts. We can even find out about some secrets, you know, not just about family and friends, but like secrets from what's going on generally in the world. And, you know, definitely it's going to play like a major role for all of us as well. And, you know, some of us could also, you know, make friends with lots more women, you know, because the moon rules, you know, females. So there could be more of a closer relationship with women, or even like a new friendship with women. This is also a time that, you know, any type of emotional connection to our roots and our heritage. So if we are going to be, you know, when I do say getting in contact with like our roots and our heritage, because Cancer is the fourth house, it rules this. It rules roots, it rules heritage, it rules security. So if you're doing any research during this time, between now and October, it's going to be not only long lasting, but you can actually get to the bottom of things. Okay, but it's not just that, it's also any creative work that you're doing, you can actually finish it. You know, you could actually, if you're writing or painting, draw, or even learn like a new skill connecting to spirituality or creativity, you're more likely to finish it. But obviously it does depend on other factors in your chart as well, you know. And but it's actually really nice, you know, because I don't know about you guys, but this Mercury retrograde is really playing on my mind. And you know, it's really you know, there's certain things that I don't know, but there's certain things that I wanted to do and it hasn't really happened, but still it's that, you know, determination, Taurus moon. But you know, it's actually, you know, this aspects to this Jupiter retrograde is really nice, guys. And if you have got personal planets, sun, moon, or rising, yeah, definitely sun, moon, or rising in all the water signs, Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio, this will play a major part. This will actually benefit you a lot. But bearing in mind, we do have the, you know, Jupiter is in like the very early degrees. So if you are like very early, like February, Pisces, like even on the cusp, I would say like very early, like 20 to like 23, maybe 24 degrees, you're gonna feel this the most. So just bear that in mind. But still, regardless, water signs are gonna feel it until we have Jupiter going back into Pisces in December. Okay, so the cards that I have for this is, you know, we have the Sun card, because the Sun, you know, we have the Sun card, which is for the Sun, that, and also the Queen of Cups, which is the Cancer card. So this is the Sun going into Cancer. And, you know, let's not forget, we have the Nine of Cups, which is what we're going to be working with, which is the Jupiter in Pisces. And we also have the Death card, which is the Moon, represents in Scorpio. So don't be, you know, every time like these dark cards come up, guys, it does feel like, who's going to die, or, you know, what's going to be happening. It's definitely to do with transformation, but I understand why it does feel scary. But on this time, we can look at it as a transforming time during this, you know, this Jupiter in Pisces, because the other planets are actually supporting it. So what these cards are saying is, you know, the Sun card is really to do with like our energy and vitality, and also success. This is the time that, you know, even though it is in Cancer, things are going to be moving more on an emotional level. The Sun in Cancer is going to actually help us try and have a good time with people that we love, and, you know, close family, friends, and connecting more to, you know, projects and opportunities that can come our way. So this is actually, you know, the Sun card is showing us it's going to be a positive time. and it's not really a time that we're going to be feeling, well, it does depend, any type of, we don't have like energy, should I say, to have any negativity coming into our lives. The Queen of Cups, which is Cancer card, is, you know, creativity, but also this is also giving us strong intuition. It's a highly psychic time, and you know, this is what we, you know, we're going to try and raise our vibrations and keep them high. And you know, during this Jupiter retrograde, we will use our skills wisely, so we can also support, so any type of support that we would like envision or want, we can actually get it. But you know, these two cards are saying that, you know, this is a great time for any, it doesn't have to be like creativity concerning like drawing, or it can be like cooking, learning a new skill. And also it's going to be in the comfort of our home or somewhere where we're actually comfortable in. The Nine of Cups, which is you know, Jupiter in Pisces, is, you know, this is about, we're going to be, because it's retrograde, we're going to be really discovering ourselves on a internal emotional level. And there will definitely be hope, because you know, Jupiter is ruled by Pisces, and you know, during the retrograde we have a lot of options that are going to be presented to us, because we see the Cups card, it is about options. We just have to know sometimes, you know, and because it's Jupiter, we can actually be quite greedy. You know, remember, this is dealing with greed as well, and want them all, because we want to try everything. But the retrograde cards, the Nine of Cups card is showing us that we just have to choose wisely. You know, so if lots of opportunities or people come to us, or you know, food that comes to us, you know, it's just showing us also not to try not to go too over the top in anything, because it can be more detrimental. We won't learn from it. We just want more and more. But also we have to definitely be honest as well. So if we're looking at all these good tidings and opportunities, it's just picking the one that we are actually drawn to and being honest with why we want this. And also work through, this is a time that we're going to work through any issues that is remained, that I feel is going to be remained on a surface level, because some of us may not want to feel deep. We want to just do things and move on very quickly, but we may have to stay and work through it, be honest. Also, you know, once we do that inner internal work, whether it's, you know, whether we're going to be guided to do it, whether it's spiritual, then we can move on. And it may not be easy for a lot of us as well. Then we have the Death card, which is a moon in Scorpio. And, you know, there's going to be emotionally, it's going to be a time that we're going to be leaving stuff behind. And, you know, we may, and when, you know, as you know, when we leave things behind, it's time to go to the new. So we're going to be going through a lot of like, there can be during this time going through a lot of like grieving processes. But it's also enlightenment comes. You know, this Death card is also about enlightenment. So with, you know, from Jupiter and Pisces, the Sun in Cancer, together, the emotional feelings that we're going to be feeling within ourselves, it can feel like a roller coaster as well. So some of us may not know if we're coming or going. We may have good intentions, and if it's not working out that way, then we might think, fuck it, I'm just not going to do this. I'm just going to, you know, but the moon in, you know, this Death card, the moon in Scorpio card is showing us we just have to work through it. We have to try and get through the day, regardless of what happens, because this is a fixed time. Emotion is going to be very fixed. So if it's not going good today, know that tomorrow is going to be a better day. Mourn today. Believe that tomorrow is going to be better. You know, Jupiter and Pisces will also help us to be more forward in a more of a positive way as well. And the Cancer Sun will help us with nurturing. It's all about nurturing ourselves as well. So there's, you know, there's emotional intensity of letting go, hope, spiritual alignment, and nurturing. Okay. So that was the Jupiter in Pisces aspects and all the card messages. So let's get with the tarot card, which is the Nine of Cups that we're all going to be working with. So let's go for Pisces first, because you're the star of the show. So Pisces, this is in your first house, okay? And this is going to be a, remember, this is retrograde, so this is more introspective, but still, you could be, I feel there's a lot of like shining, that sort of light that, you may not find it's too hard to be very honest with what's going on. This is a great time to be tuning into, because the sun's shining on your 5th house. So this is a great time for you to be tuning into any, creative work now, especially because, Mercury is going to be, well, actually it's retrograde, but still, this will be a great time for you to be, doing anything creative, chilling with your kids, getting more in tuned with anything that, especially if there's things that you used to do when you were younger. Emotionally, this is a time for learning what this is a time for like doing any type of like higher learning. And this will definitely, I feel, will come a lot easier to a lot of you Pisces, because, some of you, this is a general, but with Pisces, they are mutable. So some Pisces actually run away because they don't want to see the harsh truth. But now, I feel that some of you will actually just do that work, do that homework, be honest, do any type of processes, should I say, that you need to do, and then you'll find it very easy to move on. And the Scorpio moon is actually showing you, this is what you need to do, this is what needs to happen in order for you to move on. Now, even like your belief system is going to be changing right now. So, and you're ruled by Jupiter as well, like Sagittarius. So this will be actually a great time for you to, redo any type of spiritual practice, redo anything that you want to do creatively. It will really benefit you now. This is until October. Aries, your 12th house. So this is an emotional house for a lot of you Aries. You may not want to, be disturbed at this time, but you're still doing the inner work when it comes to anything connected to hospitals, shirams, spiritual. You may even start to even go back to a spiritual practice. It's a good time to ask your Pisces neighbor for help if you feel stuck, or if you just want to keep moving. This is a great time to be doing it at home, because the sun is shining on your 4th house. And, even though it does square you, it's still a lovely trine to really connect to your home, to your roots. You Aries may even do some lots of learning. There's lots of energy. There's some energy also connecting to shared resources. So this is a lovely time for the next, 4 months to be working on your resources. This is emotional, should I say. And also there's some deep inner work when it's concerning when it's definitely concerning emotional intensity that you've really wanted to hide. This is a great time to work on it now. Taurus is in your 11th house. This is a lovely, all the earth signs and the water signs are really going to be benefiting from this. So Taurus, this is your 11th house. So there'll be lots of this is a great time to be really thinking, or going over when it comes to your, your goals and your friendships and how you communicate. Some of you Taurus could actually even start writing, or, writing that book, or even changing your career now. And this is something a lot of you wanted to do spiritually. This is something what a lot of you want to do, not only spiritually, but also for a very long time. But you could be so wrapped up in your career. So your goals could be actually changing. And this is the time to really go with what your goals are, what your inner self is saying, Taurus. Some of you, Tauruses could also be really much trying to connect more to partnerships, professional or even personal. This is a great time to be connecting more to your partner, on a maybe on a spiritual basis, and even discussing things with them. If you feel quite stuck, you're not really sure what to do, your partner can actually give you good advice. And you know, when it comes to like your work, you know, there may be this thing that you want to sort of like disassociate yourself with it. You've sort of had enough because your goals are actually changing now, so it's time to really work with that. Gemini, this is your 10th house. So Gemini, you know, there can be some issues that come up, you know, but still it's a lovely trine. But this is about you reevaluating like your work, where you want to work, who you want to work with. You know, do you want to be your own boss? Or, you know, this is the 10th house is about shining. So you may even decide that, you know, you may go for that promotion, or promotion may come to you as well. This will actually bring more money for you, Geminis. And, you know, the sun is shining on you. And we have the eclipse in your sign. So, you know, you may get a lot of opportunities to now work because the sun's shining on your 2nd house, which is your income. So this will actually bring you some more money, or you may even find different ways, another way to be earning money. But, you know, emotionally, this is a great time to be really try and be structured with like your daily routines, you know, looking at your work, if you're working too hard, or, you know, yeah, if work is just getting very mundane, like emotionally, you want to change things up. This is also to do with like looking at your health, you know, your routines, also to do with pets as well. You may even decide to get a pet. This pet could actually spiritually align you. It could actually change your life as well. But, you know, looking at your habits, your daily habits as well. You know, are you eating at the right times? And, you know, because, you know, this may be a time that you're actually very busy. So things have to be more structured. Cancer, this is in your 9th house, you know, and you've got the energy in your 1st house. So with this being in your 9th house, you know, Cancer and Pisces work very well together, because Pisces actually help Cancers to learn in a different way, in a more spiritual way that some Cancers didn't see. So whenever you see like a Cancer and a Pisces together, Cancers always wants to know more, or they leave in thinking, I didn't know that. So this is what Jupiter and Pisces is showing. It's just showing you to go, you know, looking at things very differently. And, you know, even when it comes to like your, you know, this is the time that a lot of you may decide to, you know, get that book published, or even start to do something that's going to be seen on a worldly scale. And this will also benefit you not only creatively, but your confidence. You'll boost your confidence as well. So, you know, this is about being honest with what type of, you know, learning, higher learning that you've always wanted to do. And, you know, emotionally, there's a 5th house action. So this is about getting in tune with that inner child that's inside you. So whether it's for your children, if you have any, or, you know, if you're working with children, or even things that you used to do when you were young, Cancer. You know, emotionally, the 5th house is really nice, because, you know, it's a bit more of a free way of doing something. You know, just trying to think outside the box, being quite flashy. You know, Scorpio rules your 5th house, so this is excellent energy, and it will give you that drive and determination, and you won't give up as well. So this is lovely for you, Cancer. Also, Cancer, I like to say that you know, even you may even decide to do something when it's concerning like your, you know, your physical appearance. There could be a change there. You could, you know, some of you Cancers could start to ramp up. If you're working out, doing like, you know, if you go for like 1 walk a day, it might be twice a day, for instance. So you're going to be feeling some energy, but obviously you may still be slow. You want to move at your own pace. Leo, this is in your 8th house. So this is about going over, you know, finances, joint finances, money that's owed to you, money you're getting from the government. You know, you may be looking at things very differently now. You could be asking yourself questions like, you know, I'm not getting enough, so this is what I need to do in order to make my, you know, make this money stretch. Or if it's concerning like your partner, maybe lots of conversations, just being honest with each other, lots of conversations in, you know, how you can sort of like remain, you know, keep that money tight. But also this is to do with like, you know, deep emotional you know, deep emotional conversations that you could be having as well, also within yourself. You know, you got the this is the sun and this is the Jupiter in your 8th house. You also got some 12th house action, which is to do with the sun's in your 12th house. So Leos, this is a time that is for you to be more emotionally connecting. You know, the sun's shining on the 12th, so this is about being more introspective. So there might be some inner work that you're going to be doing. You know, the 8th and the 12th house, and you've got the 4th house action. So this is a very emotional house for you, Leo, emotional time. So emotionally, a lot of you could be doing some work around the home. You want to be staying more closer to the home, but also doing some like occult work, spiritual work, like tarot. You know, doing, if you are doing like any spiritual work like tarot, astrology, maybe doing more. You may actually want to, you're doing more because you want to learn more about yourself, you want to learn more about your roots, or you want to learn more about your partner. And also you want to be probably learning more about why you're feeling the way you are, and asking yourself, do you find it hard to let go of things, and asking yourself why. Virgo, this is in your 7th house. Yeah, so this is like an emotional, spiritual time to really, you know, this is about you being honest when it comes to like your relationships. Okay, and some Virgos, this is general, but some Virgos, they, you know, it may be, you know, this squares you and it opposes, no, this opposes you, but it does square you to a point because Sagittarius does rule, you know, it rules your 4th house. So there may be some honest answers and questions you're asking yourself when it's concerning, you know, your relationships. You know, are you giving enough? Is your partner giving enough? Are you like connecting to each other? Are you communicating with each other? You know, are you striving for balance? And you know, you have some energy that's connecting also to like your goals and your communication. So at the moment, you know, you may not be feeling that there's emotional connection in partnerships because your goals are changing. You know, you have many things that you want to do. You know, you're meeting new people, you're communicating with new people, you're learning new skills. So when this happens, Virgos, this is a great time to just be honest. You know, are you, you know, and also, you know, really, Jupiter in Pisces is actually asking a lot of you Virgos to actually go there, even though it does feel uncomfortable. You know, yes, you have like your friends and your goals and your, you know, how you're learning to contend with, but still you might be concentrating on that a lot, but not concentrating more on your relationship. So now's that time to really, you know, sit down with your partner and, you know, be honest, you know, and see if your relationship can move forward, or, you know, it might split because it's retrograde. And retrograde is a time that things can actually be quite dissolved from our lives because we're being honest. So, but still, regardless, it's still a lovely time for you to be connecting with friends or new friends and learning some skills as well. Libra, this is in your 6th house. And you've got some energy that's connecting to your career and your money. So Libra, you know, this is about your routines, health, work, you know, your daily life routine. So, you know, this is a lot of energy that is going to be you being not only just honest, but just seeing where, you know, you can like sort of like restructure things in a way that actually will be balanced, because that's what you're all about. You're all about balance and how this can actually help your career and also for you to earn money. Emotionally, there's a lot of energy that's concerning money. And, you know, the 6th house is a Virgo house, and Virgos, like Pisces, they're the great manifestors, and so are Virgos. So I would say for a lot of you Librans is, you know, really write down what you would like for your career and for you to earn money, because, you know, with this being in your 6, this is going to be, you know, opening sort of like a portal for you to, you know, change something. And the change you have to be very honest with this change and try to be more open with this change as well. You know, emotionally, when it's concerning like your finances and how you are viewing finances, how you're viewing money, you know, you have to look at your job, you know, because the sun is shining on your 10th house. So your career, you have to really, you know, look at your career from different angles to see if you are earning what you would like. You know, if you're finding that, you know, it's taking up too much of your time, it may be a time to change it. But it's definitely entirely up to you as well. Scorpio, lovely for you. This is in your 5th house and the sun is shining on your 9th house. So, you know, with the Jupiter retrograde in your 5th house, this is to do with you, you know, when it comes to like your, you know, creativity and how, you know, even like your fitness to a point as well, how you're looking and viewing yourself, but also, are you doing enough creatively? Are you, you know, are you enjoying yourself now? Are you growing? You know, is anything you're doing, is it bringing growth? Is it bringing development? You know, do you feel it's going to bring success? If not, it may be time to change it. You know, the sun shining on your, you know, 9th house, this is going to expand your mind to try and do things a little bit differently. It may not be easy because, you know, you've got the moon with this in your 1st house. So emotionally, you could feel quite stuck. You could feel quite, not even stuck, but just very stubborn. Like, this is the road I'm going to go in. This is what I'm going to do. That's it. You know, but if something's not working, this is a time to really change it, because, you know, you've got the death card, which is, you know, about transformation. This could actually be a very transformative time for a lot of you Scorpions between now and October. And this can come very slow or it can come very quick. But regardless, you know, you're going to learn a hell of a lot during this time, and you're going to be feeling and looking very differently when it happens too. Sagittarius, this is in your 4th house, okay? Even though it does square you, Sagittarius, you know, you are ruled by Jupiter, so this will actually benefit you. So Sagittarius, this is going to be looking at your home life when it's concerning, you know, and also the sun is shining on your 8th house. So there may be things that you need to fix around the home, but also this is about funds, you know, generating funds, but funds you have with your partner. Okay, so Saggies, what do you actually need to do? This is a time that you're going to be extremely honest. You know, you may just like restructure everything. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of you Sagittarius just broke down your home just to, like, you know, restructure it. You want it to look differently. You know, there may be things that you needed to do and you just probably just, oh, I'll do it later on. But now's that time to be honest and think, okay, let me just do this now. Let me just get it out of the way. But still, with the sunshine on your 8th house, this is to do with like connecting with your partner on that deep emotional level. So there may be conversations that's being had. This is also a great time for a lot of you Sagittarius to really, you know, be with, you know, connect on that sort of deep emotional level. You might feel uncomfortable, but it'll actually help you during this time because, you know, emotionally there's a lot of 12th house action, which is to do with like, what is it? Yes, to do with like your spirituality. It's also to do with, you know, undoing. It's about letting go. So there's something you're gonna have to let go of, whether it's concerning joint finances, money that's owed to you, or money that, you know, you're getting from people, the government. It could be anyone, you know, so you can have that sort of peacefulness that you would like in your home environment. Capricorn, this is in your 3rd house with the sunshine on your 7th house. So this is about you getting very honest in terms of like communicating when it comes to like your partnerships, you know, your, you know, business or professional, business, but also personal. This is going to sun highlighting your relationships, Capricorn. So, you know, you may be going over some, you know, communicating when it comes to like your, you know, your partnerships, and some of the conversations it could be actually to do with like your skill set, but also your goals as well. But it might feel quite deep. It might feel like, okay, this is what needs to be said, this is what we need to do. It can also be a commitment. You may want to commit, you know, but this would be a time that, you know, with Jupiter being in your 3rd, You know, you may even start seeing things that how you would like, you know, your world to go, you know, with your partner, and or if you want your partner around you. So it's about being honest, because, you know, emotionally, there's a lot of like inner not turmoil, but inner work that is to do with, you know, letting go of a goal, but also a new goal coming in, and this is about new people coming in. So, you know, this is to do, because you're going to probably be a bit affected because you're the opposite to Cancer. So I feel that a lot of you Capricorns, this is a time to be not just honest, but be honest with yourself as well. And, you know, even if you find it hard, but just, you know, just communicate with your partner. It's going to be very important, you know, because you may or may not want to commit because you're emotionally somewhere else, and you just have to be honest with that, you know. And you could actually be more talkative now. You know, some of you could actually be learning a lot now, learning about it could be spiritual, but it could also be learning something that's outside your comfort zone. So that's where your head and your heart will be. But just remaining that sort of like contact with your partner as well. Last but not least, we have Aquarius, which is in your second house, Aquarius. So Aquarius, this is about your money, and you also have the sun shining on your sixth house. Okay, so this is about, you know, getting really quite strict when it comes to like your money. Being honest as well. Honesty is always the best policy. But, you know, some of you Aquarius, this is a time that is about money. It's also about, you know, how you're viewing money, how you're connecting to yourself when it comes to money. But the sixth house, sun is shining in the sixth house, to be more sort of like strategic, going over things, making sure there's no mistakes. If you are, because some of you could actually be looking at, because when it's direct, there could be lots of overspending going on. But now it's going retrograde. It's about looking over your bills, you know, being, you know, sixth house is ruled by Virgo. So it's just being quite, you know, strategic, critical, going over, like putting your glasses on and, okay, this needs to be done, that needs to be done, that needs to be done. You know, this is about going over any type of bills, going over your work as well. There may be lots more work that comes to you, but this could actually bring more income as well. See it like that. Emotionally, you guys are connecting a lot to your career. You want to build your career, so this is where it's going to be. There's not a time a lot of your Aquarians are going to be into this relationship. It's not really an emotional time for you. This is about going over and sort of being, you know, checking facts, you know, especially when it comes to like your money, and also, you know, how you want to build your career. And also, you know, emotionally, you know, Scorpio rules your 10th house, so it does square you. So it can feel inside some frustrations that your career is not really going anywhere. But remember, Saturn's in your sign, so you're the star of the show. So anything you actually, this is showing you, anything you actually want, you can actually get. You just have to be consistent. You have to just go over things. You just have to make sure there's like no, like, you're not rushing things, going over, you know, so there's no mistakes that is actually happening. So that's what it's showing for you, Aquarius. So guys, that was the Jupiter retrograde for all the signs. I hope you guys enjoyed this, you know, this sort of like crazy reading, but still, it's a nice time. It's always nice, guys, when a planet's retrograde and you have some lovely aspects and you've got like these beautiful cards. I remember someone asked me, why do I do cards? And if I'm being honest with you guys, I actually, because I've always been into astrology, but I always was into tarot as well, but astrology was more for me. But obviously I've got like certain planets that's happening when it's concerning like my spirituality. So the cards, that gives it that sort of cherry on the top. And I've always been like dipping in and out of tarot cards, you know, like, you know, my sister who is Empath Butterfly, she does astrology, but she does more cards, and I do more astrology but less cards. But now that I've got this sort of like higher spirituality that's going on with me, that's why I put more cards in. And the cards, they actually makes more sense to work with the cards, especially when you're doing like a reading, or if you're doing a or if you're talking about what's happening with the planets, because the cards are connected to astrology as well. You can't forget that. Okay, so I hope I answered your question. So guys, thank you very much for listening to this video. I hope it helped you. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And also, check out, I'm on TikTok, check out my podcast, which is on Spotify and Apple and all other major streaming services. And check out my Instagram as well. So, and also don't forget to check out Empath Butterflies Tarot, who does lots of readings on general and love for all the signs as well. So guys, thank you very much for listening, and I'll speak to you soon. Take care. Bye.